saw a movie over the weekend. We actually went on an interesting series of dates.
We did. It was fun. We had a fun date day yesterday.
And it started
at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, you ever go to the movies at 9:30 in the morning, player?
We did.
You ever go to the movie? You ever make a conscious decision because your bacon's in the kitchen that you're going to go to the movies at 9:30 in the morning, and then on the drive to the movies at 8:30 in the morning get in a fight about where you're going to sit? Because this is where the story starts.
Jesus Christ.
You ever do that?
Here we go.
Because I was driving to the movies in my car.
Okay, hang on a second, because we're gonna delve into this then.
I didn't even get a full memo.
Kiss my ass, first of all. Second of all, he's coming up to a stop sign, and I'm like, hey, can you just take a look?
Stoplight. Your story's already full of holes.
He's coming up to a stoplight, but instead of like stopping before turning right on red and like looking at it,
mm-hmm.
which he had plenty of time to do because that light is extra long.
Were there people behind us or no?
You were at a red light. It wouldn't have mattered.
It doesn't matter if I have my turn signal on to go right and there are people behind us
at a red light
in Los Angeles, California.
At a red light.
Yes.
Anyway, and I couldn't see who was behind us because I wasn't driving.
You're too short to see. What were you going to say?
I'm surprised your nose didn't get in your way.
Maybe your head was blocking the rearview mirror.
So I ended up making the executive decision, and I got us good seats anyway.
You held up your phone to me, and you were like, you pick where we sit. And I said, I'm driving.
Yeah.
And then you got all mad.
Because you had a long light, which you know that it's a long light, and didn't have to turn right away.
Didn't have to, but see these hands?
Oh, Jesus.
And they've done so much. If these hands are gripping steering wheels, I'm not going to
You guys,
choose
this is going to be an argument for the rest of the day. I just want you guys to know this.
I see. Don't think that I'm dense enough that I can't see your point. I see your point, and I'll raise you. I'm not going to pick a seat on a seating chart while I'm driving a car. And I think that even though most people will take your side because you're way more likable than I am and you're the realest moth in the room, right? I think if you were to do a blind taste test and you say one of us did this thing and one of us did the other, and you can't see who was doing what, who had the phone and who had the steering wheel, I think everyone would side with steering wheel guy. Or girl.
You were at a stop sign, at a stoplight.
Full of holes. Swiss cheese story. Yes, I was. But I had someone behind me, and it was a right on red. It wasn't like we're here for 30 seconds. It was we're here if we choose to be for 30 seconds. So we could either be closer to the movies. We already missed first 5 minutes of the movie. So I just wanted to get there.
Yeah.
Roger. Podactor?
Roger.
I'm not going to that's not the time to pick a seat. Also, 75,000 seats open. You pick a seat. Because you're in the passenger seat. What kind of there are no jobs maintained by the person in the passenger seat.
No jobs?
No jobs. You have no jobs in the passenger seat other than to be a passenger.
You got radio. Most of the time, although yours just plays through your car no matter what.
And that's a Roger, because I'm balling rubber band banks out of control.
Snore. Don't cheers your mic. Mike.
Somebody has to cheers a mic at this breakfast table.
Jesus. Here we go. There's not even breakfast on this table. No.
And there's a special cheers from me to you. Whoever has this mug, whoever's
going.
bought 3 mugs a day for the next 6 months.
For the next 3 years.
So we ended up getting great seats.
Right.
Turns out it wasn't that difficult to pick great seats for the passenger seat. So we stop it. Very expensive. So we got to the movies, and we probably came in during the first 5 minutes. We saw that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the new Quentin Tarantino movie. Quentin Tarantino looks like a baseball player from the 20s. Quentin Tarantino looks like Honus Wagner. Look it up. He was not in his own movie this time, or if he was, I didn't
notice him. Yeah, I didn't see him in this either. But this is the first one that he's not in, right?
Yeah. So it's basically about a washed up like Western action movie boy played by Leonardo DiCaprio and his kind of gopher old friend.
Stunt double
played by Bradley Pitt, who both of these characters remind me of so many people that we know.
Yeah.
And it's like 2.5 I think it's longer than 2.5 hours.
It's like 2 hours and 38 minutes.
And it's long, but I thought it was good.
I thought it was really good too. I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was well done, and I thought that it was shot really well. I like the storyline behind it. I like the way the story was told.
Yeah. 1969 Hollywood.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Go ahead.
You have nothing to add? I can't scratch my eye while you add something.
I don't know what else to add. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I was sad to hear that certain people didn't like it.
Certain people, a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've heard, okay, so at basketball, two people were like, I don't like it. I play basketball with a lot of like comedy writers. And then they'll show up to basketball and be like, well, the writing was in the writing, you know?
Okay.
And they have very Hollywood complaints about it.
Okay.
Which kind of makes me wish I was back in Strat City 203.
Yeah.
Where people were like, good movie, bad movie.
Yeah.
You know, not like the cinematography left a bit to be desired. We're playing basketball.
Yeah.
Did
We're
you like
sweating
the
our
movie?
asses off.
Did you not like the movie?
We've got sweat in our ass cracks right now.
We all have, let's not pretend we don't all have sweat in our ass cracks. All right?
Because I'm sweating balls right now.
I'm sweating balls out of my ass crack. So, general consensus is people with stick up their ass didn't like it very much. And I'm surprised you could even keep a stick up there with how much sweat is surrounding it.
Right. I'm surprised it didn't slide out.
But I had no problem with the movie. At one point, I had to pee real bad, and I was waiting for a lull. And I didn't know, when you're watching a 6-hour movie, it's kind of hard to make peep time.
Right.
And so I held it for a long time, and that was really my only complaint.
Yeah.
But I think that people's attention spans are shot now, so they're more of in a mindset of like, let's watch the entertaining thing and get to the entertaining part of the entertaining thing, rather than like, I'm going to sit down and somebody's going to tell me a story for 3 hours.
Yeah.
No one has that kind of time anymore.
No.
But I liked it. I was entertained.
Yeah.
And I liked the stories. I liked how they told them. I liked the characters.
Yeah, I liked how it kept going like back and forth from like their real life to like their movie life.
Yeah.
And the way that was shot. I liked it.
I think it's worth seeing. If you want these two people's humbles, no stick up their asses opinion.
Yep. I'm not a writer.
I thought it was fun.
I'm good movie, bad movie.
Yeah. And I am a writer, but I'm not very good. So take my word for it. Squint, LeVar Burton.
Blah, blah.
90s memes.
The only thing that the only complaint I would have is that it was just a little too long. But other than that, it was fine.
I didn't like that Brad Pitt. I get them confused. They're all whites.
Yeah.
I get all whites confused.
Okay.
I don't like that he only had his shirt off one time.
Dude, when he took that shirt off, though. Ooh,
he took his shirt off in the most tantalizing possible manly type of a way. He was on a roof in the sun with a tool belt.
About to fix a satellite.
Yeah. With glasses on. He looked like the top half of him was Playing with the boys in Top Gun, playing volleyball with the boys. And the bottom half was Tool Time.
Rare.
Tim the Tool Time Taylor.
Tool time. Taylor.
Did you have a favorite part? No spoilers. Or spoil it. What do I give a fuck? No one listens.
I thought it was really funny. Like in the
reviews.
beginning of the movie, there's a part where Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio are having a moment, and it's more so Leonardo like having the moment, and he's getting emotional, and I thought that was very funny. I thought it was good.
They complain a lot that there's a lot of like lengthy dialogue in Quentin Tarantino movies, but you know that by this point.
Yeah.
There's going to be lengthy dialogue,
Yep.
and there's going to be grotesque, over-the-top killing scenes.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And if you go to a Quentin Tarantino movie and you complain about one of those two things, you fucked up in the first place.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? It's
Yeah.
like going to see Rocky and be like, too much punching.
Too much training.
Too much punching in this Sylvester Stallone movie.
Yeah. What
this
was your favorite part?
actor played, I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
This actor played by Leonardo DiCaprio.
No.
Okay. Big fan. He is like washed up spaghetti Western guy. And he's starting to realize that he's washed up, and that's what most of the movie is about. And at one point he's on a set with like the new gun in town. He's on somebody else's Western show, and he's playing the heavy, which is like the bad guy who gets beat up or whatever. Villain. Heel.
Yeah.
Right? And I guess they kind of know each other, but they're catching up on set. And they see each other for the first time. They're talking for the first time. And Quentin Tarantino he does these hard, abrasive cuts through their conversation that cut out all the bullshit in their conversation.
That's funny.
And it's like two actors, and they just see each other, and they're saying like prevalent information about like, oh, this show's like this, like that. But then from being here, from seeing work conversations, that there's just like horse shit.
Yeah.
And it's completely like cut out.
Yeah.
And it's very like jarring.
Yeah.
And I laughed so hard.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
And that elevated. I love that kind of shit. That's like, I could see a lot of movies and not have any idea of who the filmmaker is and have no attachment to like the filmmaker part of it. Like, I don't know who did Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Right.
No idea. Could have been Darren Aronofsky. Could have been Tina Shyamalan.
Yeah.
But not Quentin Tarantino.
No.
And this is a very Quentin Tarantino type of a thing to do, I think.
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
It made me like the whole movie.
I like all Quentin Tarantino movies. I don't think I've ever had a complaint about any of them.
You ever see Chill Will?
Chill Will?
Yeah, it's when Uma Thurman just kind of hangs out with a dude named Will. It's like, you want to watch movies or?
It's Kill Bill.
Yeah.
All of them.
Kill Bill.
Yeah.
You ever seen Chill Fiction? They sit down, they play D&D for 3 hours.